it's always that saying, don't kill the messenger. And I think at times our people are so emotional, especially when you dealing with stuff like police brutality and things of that nature. We just react off emotions. We've been brainwashed. We overlook everything and we overlook the message. In this case, the messenger is somebody that a lot of people don't like, but the message was always consistent and it was real. And I think Candace Owens was right. Y'all owe her an apology. And I say y'all because I was agreeing from day one. I could look past her personal life and her politics. I didn't care about none of that. She was the only person on the front lines going at this group, this fraudulent group that took advantage of black people in a very vulnerable emotional state while Trump was in office. It was the perfect storm for these women who created Black Lives Matter to profit off of black pain and agony. And she was the only one. I didn't see any of these rappers calling BLM out. Instead, they got in bed with her. My Son, the General, this one, that one. I didn't see any of your favorite celebrities, Jay-Z, Beyonce, none of them. They either turned the left cheek and let it go down, or they just was in bed with them. No one said nothing. So Candace Owens is like, hey, Black America owes me an apology. And I agree. This is her clip right here.
Not really my birthday, but it feels like a birthday. I feel like I should be receiving presents and that somebody should be making me a cake because of this little update on Black Lives Matter, my friends. Guess what? They are headed for insolvency after plunging $8.5 million into the red. Wow, what? How didn't they collect $90 million following the George Floyd? Who was it that was saying that it was a scam? I don't remember. Who was the girl that was saying that BLM was definitely a scam?
That I don't support the Black Lives Matter movement whatsoever because the Black Lives Matter movement does not support me. I think that a better title for that movement would be Black Deaths Matter. They seem to protest, they seem to rage, and they seem to ruin, and they seem to support violence when a black person dies. What about when a black person lives? There are tons of black people that are trying to better themselves in their community. There are tons of black people that are disadvantaged by the homes that they are born into and just not having money. These groups do not fund them. They will pay for somebody's funeral, but they will not pay for somebody's college education.
You say Black Lives Matter is what?
Is a political arm for the Democratic Party.
That has been co-opted.
Correct. Patrisse Cullors continues to lie. Black Lives Matter continues to lie. $90 million, of which $21 million apparently went to, according to Black Lives Matter themselves, it went to building the black movement. Like, I don't even know what that means. $25 million going to building a black movement. Apparently, the black movement was Patrisse moving herself, a black woman moving herself into other areas of the communities of people that she claims are oppressing black Americans. She's fearful of white people. White people are so bad. Well, why doesn't she want to live amongst black people? Oh my God, it was me. It was actually me. I was staying up here and I got called an Uncle Tom, I got called a coon, I got called all sorts of things. I got called a bed wench. I got called someone that was tap dancing for the white man. And I think what they were really looking for was the phrase that Candace is more intelligent than me and wasn't going to fall for another race hustle. Because that's what Black Lives Matter always was, right? And people that are emotional and are uneducated respond to that, right? They respond to someone saying, the Klansmen are coming back if you don't vote for me. And then they run in the streets and they say, we gotta protest Trump because this person tells me the Klansman is coming. They don't even stop to think. This is what BLM did. They wanted the ultimate hustle, right? They said, okay, we got Trump in office. We've got the media telling everybody that he's aligned with David Duke and that he's literally Adolf Hitler. So now we're going to get the lowest denominator, which we believe to be black Americans, the dumbest people, the least educated people, which, by the way, factually speaking, when you take a look at the literacy rates in America, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. We're going to get those people, expect them to respond emotionally and follow us into the streets. And they can grab some handbags. So they'll get back a few handbags, and then business owners will move out of their neighborhoods, and they'll be impoverished after they sell those handbags. But we're going to give them some fun. And black people just did it. And it was just
her clip of her vindication on her podcast last week after BLM filed for bankruptcy. This is after mansions have been purchased. And I said it when I did my video on BLM about 2 weeks ago. Any other minority group that that's out there, I don't care if it's Jews, Asians, Italians, any other group. If there would have been a group of people put together an organization and profited that kind of money, you mean to tell me you're not going to build some stores, some schools, some businesses, some jobs? You're not going to do anything but just for yourself? Because that's what they did. They did for themselves, purchased their own stuff, and then cashed out. Like, on Cash App, you cash out. They just cashed out and said, well, we good. Part-time social activism. Most social activists that are legends in this country that are black, they died for their social activism. Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, this one, Huey P. Newton. Either you died or you got sent to prison like Nelson Mandela. You know what I mean? Like, I never heard of someone just dropping out of social activism. All of these people just, oh, I'm good now. It was time to move on and try something different. What? What kind of... It's ignorant, man. And I think we got to stop just looking at the surface. Okay, she's a Republican. So what? I'm not either. But we look at everything on, oh, well, she's married to a white man. She's a Republican. What does she know? And it brings me to this debate that they did a few years ago during the pandemic in Atlanta. But this was in Atlanta. It was a black summit. They had Jeff Johnson was the host. He used to do BT News. They had Killer Mike out there. Remember at the time, Killer Mike and T.I. were being used by the Democrats. And I like Killer Mike, but it's the truth. He was being used by Bernie Sanders to try to create enthusiasm amongst young black voters. And they had him up there with Tamika Mallory and goofy-ass T.I. Martin Luther T.I. at the time was trying to get into politics. His rap career was dwindling, and now he's a part-time comedian. But at that time, when he had that podcast and he was running around with the mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Lance Bottoms, they had him up there too. And he was so stupid in that clip. Because once again, he's one of these black people that's going off of emotions. Oh, well, she a Trump supporter, so I already know she a sellout. And then she shut him down. This is the clip right here.
They're advocating for open borders. Right now, our vote means a lot, but new births of black Americans have stagnated. The population growth within black America has stagnated. So the things that I pay attention to are the numbers. I pay attention to the birth rates in this country, which is why I'm pro putting something down to stop illegal immigration. The second thing that I think is really important, and you may have heard me testify in front of Congress, is the illiteracy rates that are facing black America. 75% of black boys in California can't pass a reading exam. Across Baltimore, they looked at 5 schools. They couldn't find a single black boy that was a single black child that could pass a basic reading or a math exam. So I caught a lot of slack because I said, this is the Democrat plantation, but I meant what I said. If you look historically at what the plantations were when we were slaves, there were 3 things that were necessary for them to run. The first was our ignorance. Black Americans were not allowed to learn how to read unless we would have our limbs chopped off. And that was because an educated mind cannot be enslaved. So the fact that our schools are in this condition in the inner cities and all throughout America and not a single candidate is talking about it is problematic to me. I think that that's a huge negotiating tool for me. We need to be talking about the inner city schools. Another component, and this is the biggest issue that I think is facing black America today, which was important to maintaining the plantations, was the breakdown of family. The biggest issue facing black America is father absence. We have children that are growing up without their fathers in the home, and that is being incentivized by the government right now via the welfare system. When the government says we'll give you more money if you don't marry the father of your children, you are incentivizing bad behavior in our community. What happens when you remove a father from the home? This is why I do not mess with feminism at all. I'm not with it. This breakdown and mocking masculinity, making it seem like there's something wrong to be a man, all of this contributes to the breakdown of family. When you remove...
Y'all, hey, hold on. So, hold on, brother, hold on. There's going to be an opportunity for each of you to engage, but I want to make sure this sister has the right to talk while she's here. That's why we invited her. So let her say what she needs to say, and then let's keep it moving. Come on, y'all.
The single motherhood rate in the 1960s in black America, and they thought that...
Now, hold on. I want to finish this. This is on your behalf. At a certain point, we can't be assholes. At a certain point, these are black men and women, and in particular, these are black women. On some real G shit. It doesn't matter how you feel about her personally. Everything she has just said, Louis Farrakhan said for the last 25 fucking years. So with no, and I don't know if she's a fan of Farrakhan. I know me and Tamika are. Bam. But you cannot take the truth and be mad at who tells it to you. So just chill, bruh. Shut the fuck up. Let her say it and receive the information. That's it.
Oh, shout out to Killer Mike had to really bring, because they were so ignorant in that thing. Like I say, she stood no chance. That was a pro-Democrat, let's just stick with the same thing we've done for 50 years type of platform. I mean, there was nobody up there with an objective opinion on anything. It was the same old ish. And she shut it down. Like, hey, it's too many. We're the only group of people where we praise the lowest people in our society. White people got their low form of society. They call it trailer park trash, white trash. You know, every group of people has that low, but us, we glorify the lowest shit in our society and we praise it. You know what I mean? Like a woman not having a man raising her kids by herself is not something to praise, but in our culture, we praise it and we call our women super moms and superwoman and, oh, I could do it all by myself. And I'm like, what? This is, you know what I mean? I'm like, do y'all not understand the history of welfare when they was telling black women in the 60s, if you don't marry a man, we'll give you more money? Like, they've been breaking us down for decades. And now I could hang out with a guy, a coworker, I can meet a guy and I can already tell within an hour of being around him if he was raised in a single home or not. It's sad. The lack of parents in the home, and it's a whole bunch of stuff that we overlook that we think is just normal, and it's not normal at all. And she breaks it down and puts it out there, and she shut that whole crowd down like she should. Same thing with the Lizzo thing. Oh, she shouldn't be fat shaming Lizzo. Lizzo's fine. I'm like, no, I don't know about y'all. Have y'all ever seen 600 pound life? There's a lot of black people on that show too. We got that many people in America that are over 600 pounds that this show comes out yearly. They got like 13 seasons of this. Lizzo is going to be on there one day if she don't stop putting them burgers down. Oh, she is beautiful in the face, but she's obese. And stop. Why? What is wrong with shame? What is wrong with telling people the truth? That girl can't continue to look like that and have all that weight on her for the rest of her life. Look, Monique made a whole career about being fat, but at a certain point when she got up in age, Monique lost that weight. She had to. Who trying to be older, walking around with all that? But y'all want to, Candace is a truth teller and y'all can't stand her for it. I don't see nothing wrong that she said about Lizzo or Black Lives Matter for that matter. But tell me somebody else that consistently called out this group of people over the last 4 or 5 years and didn't budge. Because the rest of these people that y'all adore and worship, nothing was said. Nothing. Hell, even Farrakhan. I love Farrakhan. He didn't even say nothing. You know what I mean? Who else spoke up? Because most of them that you look at is Al Sharpton ain't gonna say nothing. He grooming Tamika Mallory. She's down with the cause. So yeah, I do think Candace Owens, if not owed an apology, black people definitely need to open your mind a little bit, be a little bit more objective, stop being so closed-minded, and just listen to what she's saying. You know, if you could just get through the personal aspect, listen to what she's saying. She's not lying. But until then, like I say, they take advantage of ignorant people, uneducated black folks. I'm still seeing black people in the street wearing Black Lives Matter shirts. You know, I'm like, do y'all not realize y'all got played? I was like, you won't catch me dead with that shirt on my back. And yeah, I know it's the difference between the saying and the organization, but that's just too difficult for me to stretch. I'm not doing all of that. Y'all won't catch me in a t-shirt with that on. These people are frauds, and I'm telling you, if this was any other group, they would have been held to the fire. Period. But let me know what y'all think if Candace Owens deserves vindication after years of calling out BLM.